They're complaining about She-Hulk getting review bombed still. I am Becca. Sorry I'm off camera. My voice is still gone from being sick. Let's talk about some of these She-Hulk reviews, shall we? First up, if you just go and look at it on Google search, our first result here is 3.5 stars. You can see all of the Rotten Tomatoes stuff and the IMDb stuff. Here you go. You've got a lot of 5-star that are review bombs. Guess what? We already did a video on that, how a lot of these fake review bombs are from women in their 30s who are giving it 5 stars before it's out. I think this show is somewhere in the middle. I think this show could actually be really, really good if they fixed all the whamanism, because the pacing is fine. The comedy timing is okay for the most part. Sometimes it's just when she's complaining about being a whammon that she becomes an unlikable C-word.
Basically, I was right and Bruce was wrong.
And yeah, I'm still stuffy. I apologize for that. But here we go. We got a Forbes one where they're saying they're getting review bombed harder than ever. I don't know which one to lead off with, so let's go with that one. Paul Tassi, you know better. Review bombed harder than Ms. Marvel. It's really not. Only in the positive. Do you say it's being review bombed in the positive? This is one thing I just knew was going to happen because you could see it coming from a mile away. Is this why all the women babies went and gave it all 5 stars before they saw it? She-Hulk attracted controversy ahead of its release for its digital effects in the trailers. But past that happens to be an MCU show directed and written, produced by, and starring women. And they don't let you forget it.
When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me.
Wow, this show is written by women who hate other women, and they cannot wait to tell you and make a case about how unlikable and how much they do not like other women. It has out-of-date stereotypes. It is filled with the worst complaining and griping of women that I have ever heard in anything.
When I'm catcalled in the street.
And I are a woman, and I do complain about stuff sometimes. Not really this bad. Not everything in life is a struggle based on my femininity, okay? That's one of the problems with this show, is that every single argument they have is, oh, well, my life is so hard because I'm a woman. My life, if only I wasn't a woman. If only, well, you just have it so much better because you're a man, Bruce.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
All right.
No. You could make the case to control your anger. You could make the case to control your anger with anything, with universal anger triggers, you know, like somebody cuts you off in traffic, for example. Somebody gets your order wrong at Starbucks or wherever. Those are universal things that annoy people all the time. You got a pet, they go outside the litter box or something, that's a trigger. You can make the case for her to calm her emotions without bringing. Every time I get catcalled, every time a man tries to mansplain to me and tell me how to do my job better than me. And that is where this show comes off as so unlikable. And it's a bad example of womanhood when you use this. And I know I've done a few of these. This whole show is like listening to Frost's rant from G4 for about a half an hour.
I'm not as bangable as the previous host.
So yes, you knew that. You could smell him a mile away. And so the women fake review bombed it up, which we see here, which we already have the video on. So here's all of the breakdown for everybody else's reviews. Oh, wow. Yeah, and we already went through this. All these fake 10-star reviews. They're kind of being balanced out. They're being counterbalanced, such as the universe where you have far more fake upvotes than fake downvotes. We got it. We've already debunked you. We've already disproven you. But guess what? CNN doesn't like this either. CNN, She-Hulk is a big and colorful Marvel comedy, but is too weak to be a smash. Yeah, the comedy isn't quite there. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. There's so many moments that I want to like this more than I actually do, because I think this could have been a really fun one. And if if they can get rid of and tone down some of the complaining whaminism, feminism stuff, it's gonna be fine. I think this is gonna be really, really fun. But no, we can't do that, can we?
It's true.
What did this guy say? Proving Moon Knight wasn't a fluke as Marvel-sized department disappointments go. Ooh, She-Hulk is big, bright, colorful, and is also too goofy for its own good. Trying to bend the mold is fine in theory, but the mix of sitcom-style tropes and gamma-rated powers yields a series that's too weak to smash much of anything. Well, that's probably the best part of it. The goofiness is probably the best part. It's the complaining about men that gets a little bit old when especially nobody's done anything. All right, you saw the guys hit on her at the sports bar, which they clearly were not sports fans, and that clearly was not a sports bar.
Hey, we're just being friendly.
But that's my issue with it, and I think that's a lot of people's issue with it, is the anti-male message. We can see it was clearly written by a bunch of women who are told that men have all the privilege, despite these women having super high-paying jobs. People like Dana Crapping Schwartz.
Hi, I'm Dana Schwartz.
You know, all these women probably come from very high, wealthy, well-privileged families. They're probably very well-to-do themselves. They're never going to have to want for anything. So, who's oppressing them? Nobody. Nobody. Not a single person ever. Instead, the show bogs down the not easy being green comedy and emphasizes on the quirkiness, feeling episodic in the extreme after the obligatory origin story is out of the way. Well, there's nothing wrong with a screwball office comedy based on the 4 episodes previewed. That genre hardly plays to Marvel's strengths. Marvel was fun. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Are you telling me it's getting worse? For those unfamiliar with the character, okay, we don't need to go into every single episode. He seems to not like the comedy of it. That guy doesn't like the comedy of it. Are there any positive reviews? How about you, Hollywood Reporter? Leads into silliness for better or for worse. It is pretty silly, but again, like, that's probably its strength. It's exactly the sort of silly show you should be expecting from a series called She-Hulk Attorney at Law. It's broad, bright, and eager to serve the audience with a wink and a nudge. You know, the wall breaking, the fourth wall breaking stuff, that was probably some of the best part of it. I didn't mind any of that stuff. Based on four half-hour episodes sent to critics, She-Hulk is more Ally McBeal than The Good Fight.
Single female lawyer fighting for her client.
As legally focused comedies go, which we knew was going to be Ally McBeal. I'm fine with that. I'd rather have this than WandaVision and her imaginary kids and holding the town hostage. Don't I have a better? IndieWire doesn't go big enough. The series gets off to a scattered start, but boasts comedic potential.
Why are you talking to me like I'm a stray horse?
And here's another review. IndieWire, She-Hulk review. Marvel's fun lawyer show doesn't go big enough. The series gets off to a scattered start, but boasts comedic potential and winsome cast. Hulk stories has never been the MCU's cinematic forte, so She-Hulk Attorney at Law has a work cut out for it. You know, you're not wrong there. You're really not. I hate saying it. Hulk is a great side character. He's a great origin story sort of character if you do it right, but Hulk was not my favorite. Oh, I'm glad they point this out. Here we go. In the comics, Jen receives a life-saving blood transfusion from her cousin Bruce Banner, but the show makes things both simpler and duller, and it ruins the whole entire reason why she's mad at him, I think. Because this show would work so much better if she was at death's door and he had to turn her into a Hulk to save her life. If he had to be the one to pull her out, if he had to be the one to rescue her, if he had to force this on her to save her life. It would be like, hey, we had to basically remove your legs and your arms, but you're gonna live.
Yes.
You know, something, because she is so clearly not interested in being a Hulk. Most of the first episode is spent with them being very, very angry and combative. She's got a chip on her shoulder that says, hey, I do not want to be the Hulk. I don't want these powers. I'm just going to go home. Give me the inhibitor. They write the inhibitor out of the series, so they can't do that. And that really hurts the premise of the movie. This one more point of whamanism, feminism stuff where she can't even be saved by Hulk, so she has a legitimate point to be angry at him.
Why would you want that for me, Bruce?
For crying out loud. That's one thing I don't even know if I got into that much. I think I probably did in the very, very long review if you want to check that one out. But we did kind of go on a lot of South Park tangents as well. So, long story short, I know, too late. I enjoyed parts of this, but so much doesn't work just for the sake of changing it for whamanism. And if she were the one who needed to be saved, and this, because it does happen against her will, but it basically is, oh, some of his blood got on her blood, and they mixed, and she caught Hulk from him. And seriously, I think it would work a lot better as a combative, I don't want this, if she had no choice other than, you needed to do this to save your life, like the comics. If this is one thing they're going to change from the comics, they shouldn't have, for crying out loud. But I digress. Enough about what this article says from IndieWire. You want a good negative rip 'em apart review. She-Hulk Attorney at Law is Marvel's trash at its most offensive, according to the Daily Beast. The Daily Beast's Obsess Ed. I don't know who these guys are. There may have been potential to do something campy and fun with Tatiana Maslany's lawyer turned Hulk, but this cringeworthy series is a smash on the skip button. Wow, so this guy didn't like it at all.
Hey, I'm pretty good.
Think back to the worst, most haphazardly made monetary glue trap you saw that also cost hundreds of millions of dollars to produce. The MCU garnered a soured reputation for following the same pattern. Films and television shows are announced at flashy conventions with an increased move towards diversity and stories that will broaden the universe past to the 1,000th Avengers expansion.
Incredibly diversity.
Guys, look at the moon.
Diversity.
Then, all of that is almost always sacrificed for the same road twists and humor tropes. We should be used to this betrayal by now. Oh, you want more diversity. You want more well, it's got male bashing every 5 seconds and a bunch of diversity casts. I mean, you should be happy with that, dude. Maybe. Still, when it was announced that She-Hulk would be the next hero to enter the MCU, there's an inkling of promise. She-Hulk is inherently silly, as is any superhero that it has a hyphen in their name. But this wasn't just to be She-Hulk. Oh no, the 8th series from Marvel Studios was properly titled She-Hulk Attorney at Law. It would be led by Orphan Black star Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, the genetically mutated green woman just trying to make it in the cutthroat world of law. Just by concept alone, this was a chance for Marvel to lean into the campiness that's always lingering on the fringes of everything they do. An opportunity to actually surprise us with an appropriately cartoonish superhero outing. That's why it stings so acutely seeing that once again the potential is wasted. I kind of agree. It should have been sillier and it should have been more relatable to everybody. Not just women, because who are Marvel's most hardcore fans? They're guys, alright? There's nothing wrong with putting a couple of little things in there. Make the show She-Hulk, but don't include anything that makes her an unlikable whammon.
Because I'm better than you?
That way everybody can enjoy it. Because guess what? Your girlfriends who are getting brought to these movies, they're not going to even miss that. They don't care about the feminism message. They don't want to hear it. And certainly the hardcore Marvel MCU guy fans don't want to hear it. I guarantee you, these girls who are just going along for the ride, who are coming in, watching these things, they don't even understand those messages. They don't need to be beat over the head with them. They won't remember them. They won't miss them if they're gone. Why even include them? Why include every 5 seconds? My life as a woman is so hard. I'm emotional and I'm horrible and it's woman, whammon. Okay, we get it. You are Woman Hulk. Hear you roar. Check out my parody trailer if you haven't already. And I kind of agree with this guy. The show's premise is undeniably strong, which is proven immediately as the series opens, showing Maslany as Jennifer Walters trying a case in court. She's good. Maslany is as watchable as ever in her few human moments before she transforms into her Hulk half. When Tatiana Titania, wow. Don't have the characters so similar, especially when I'm sick and I can barely see it. Played by Jamila Jamil, a Big Bird-esque supervillain, crashes into the courtroom. Do the thing. Jennifer's paralegal best friend Ginger begs her. Suddenly Jennifer's a 6'7" green mutation who can no longer fit into her smart blazer and sensible pumps. She knocks Titania out of the courtroom to the applause of the jury and delivers a smirk-inducing line about being ready to give her closing statements. It's fun, it's pretty gloriously stupid, and it's even kind of exciting. And then it's all downhill from there. Well, that's where the credits end and the show wraps, because they admitted that the writers could not write a courtroom dialogue scene. They couldn't do it. They couldn't make it interesting. So they got cut away to all kinds of other crap and all kinds of other aspects of her life. And the courtroom stuff is secondary, which could work, but don't call her She-Hulk attorney at law and have literally no time in the courtroom. I should be clear here, only the first 4 of She-Hulk's 9 episodes were provided for press. I didn't get to see them, so I don't wanna spoil it for everybody else. If you guys want to read any of these articles, go check those out for yourselves. This guy says, girl, guy, who is this? I didn't check their pronouns. Coleman Spittle. So probably a they, them. Does say it gets worse from here. I don't know. We're gonna take everybody's word for it that it probably gets worse from here. And what do you guys think? Did you guys like it? Did you not like it? Are you skipping this one because of the whammonism? Are you waiting until it wraps up and you'll marathon it? Let me know in the comments. I am Becca, and sorry I'm off camera still. I'm still sick again. See you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
We have the chat in front of us. I can see you.
That's all you got?